The It movies, they gave us terrifying jump scares, a truly unforgettable clown, and a blockbuster horror experience that brought Stephen King's novel to a whole new generation. But with Welcome to Derry, the prequel series that's on HBO Max, something feels different. This isn't just about being scary, it's about getting under your skin. After just a couple episodes in, it's very clear that this show is aiming to be a kind of psychological horror that feels more unsettling and genuinely more frightening than what we saw in those films. In this video, we're going to break down why this return to Derry is so effective, how the series format allows it to explore a deeper, more systemic evil, and why this story is shaping up to be a superior piece of Stephen King horror. So what is the biggest difference between the movies and Welcome to Derry? It all boils down really to one simple thing. Time. The films, by necessity, really had to just focus on the Losers Club versus Pennywise. They were monster movies really at their core. Really good ones, but still centered on a group of heroes fighting one single creature. The series, however, has the breathing room to really explore a much more terrifying concept from the book. The idea that Pennywise isn't just a monster that lives in Derry, Derry is the monster. The show takes us back to 1962, a full 27 years before the events of the first film, dropping us into this new cycle of terror. And this time period is really crucial. It's an era simmering with the anxieties of the Cold War and deep-seated social prejudices, and the show uses this backdrop to suggest that the real horror isn't just the clown, but the human evil he reflects and amplifies. We see this like right away, bro, with the Hanlon family. Jovan Adepo plays Major Leroy Hanlon, a black soldier who arrives to Derry with his wife Charlotte, played by Taylor Page. Their arrival is met with hostility, making it very clear that Derry was a very dangerous place long before red balloons started showing up. The showrunners have said that their goal was to show how fear takes root in a community and how human prejudice creates the perfect feeding ground for an entity like it. This really isn't just about a monster that appears every 27 years. It's about the generational trauma and the darkness inside humanity that it exploits. And that is like fundamentally a creepier idea than just a scary clown. Something is really going on with this town. Next though is this freedom of television horror. If you're a fan of King's massive novel, you know that one of the biggest heartbreaks of any adaptation is what gets left on the cutting room floor. The book is a sprawling epic filled with historical interludes and deep dives into the town's cursed past that the movies just really didn't have time for. Events like the burning of the Black Spot nightclub, a horrific act of racist violence, which was only hinted at the films, but seemed poised to become a central storyline here, especially with the Hanlon family and a younger Dick Halloran in the mix. And this is really where the television format becomes the show's greatest weapon, because instead of a 2-hour sprint of jump scares, Welcome to Derry can really build its horror slowly and meticulously. It can really focus on character-driven dread, letting the psychological terror unravel over its run. Andy Muschietti, who directed the films and returns for several episodes here, seems to understand this perfectly. The show uses its time to craft these long and deliberate scenes of fear that are almost unbearable, and some of them are just beautifully unhinged. I mean, the show's first episode features a scene where a seemingly kind pregnant mom gives birth to, let's call it a bad baby, a winged demonic infant that bursts out of her and attacks someone. And seriously, that's not just a scene you throw into a movie. You have to really earn that level of wackiness and crazy, and TV really gives them the space to do it. I would have folded instantly once I saw that baby. The creators are also playing the long game with Pennywise himself. Bill Skarsgård, I mean, he's confirmed to be reprising his role, but he's being used very sparingly. In fact, his classic clown form doesn't even show up in the first 2 episodes. This is a brilliant less is more strategy to build a unique sense of dread. It allows the horror to come from other places, unsettling visions, the town's disturbing secrets, and other non-clown manifestations of it. This approach makes his eventual full appearance all the more impactful, delivering a gut punch that's earned through suspense and not just surprise. We also have a new generation of victims. While the Losers Club will always be the heart of the It story, Welcome to Derry introduces us to a whole new group of kids who are entangled in the town's nightmares. We meet characters like Lily Brainbridge and Teddy Uris, a last name that immediately stands out as a likely relative of Stanley Uris. These kids form a kind of proto-Losers Club, investigating the mysterious disappearance of a local boy named Matty Clements. But here is where this makes it so much more uncomfortable. We have no idea what happens to them. With the original Losers, we knew that they were destined to survive revive their childhood encounters. But with this new cast, really all bets are off. And the show proves this with shocking brutality like in the first episode. Just when you're getting attached to this new group, I know that I was, the same winged bat baby from the opening scene reappears and completely obliterates like almost all of them. It's a really shocking and gory twist that tells the audience that absolutely no one is safe. Every scene is laced with genuine sense of danger because the show has already shown that it's willing to kill off its main kids. They really brought the Game of Thrones mentality in with this one. The horror is amplified because the stakes feel real. I was low-key pissed when they killed off half of their damn cast right up front. Before we get into our final section on how this all connects to the larger Stephen King universe, I really want to hear from you. What are you most excited or terrified to see in Welcome to Derry? Let me know your theories too down in the comments. And if you're enjoying this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so that you don't miss any of the future content. One of the most exciting aspects of Welcome to Derry for hardcore King fans and ones who may not even know much about it from the book is how it's weaving itself into the broader literary multiverse. The show is really drawing heavily from the book's interludes. It's exploring Derry's history in a way that no adaptation has before. And it's going even further by confirming the inclusion of Dick Halloran, the man with the Shining, who in this series is a young soldier stationed at the Derry Air Force Base. There's even a secret military plot that I'm really starting to enjoy that's led by James Remar's character, General Shaw. This isn't really just a vague conspiracy either. It's a specific Cold War mission called Operation Preset. The military knows about this entity under Derry that feeds on fear and they want to weaponize it. Dick Halloran is a key part of this operation, using the psychic abilities that he seemingly has to help them locate it. And this adds a whole new layer of cosmic and military horror to the mythology, blending Stephen King's worlds in a very fascinating way. And this really brings up the biggest question: the origin of Pennywise. A common fear with prequels is that they'll demystify the monster and make him less scary. Bill Skarsgård himself was reportedly hesitant to return to the role for that reason. But what apparently convinced him was the chance to explore the backstory of the entity, which may include finally seeing how it came to adopt the form of Bob Gray, the clown. So while the show promises to delve into Pennywise's origin, it seems focused on the psychological and historical transformation rather than a sterile explanation. The show so far seems to understand that the most terrifying monsters are the ones that reflect the darkness already present in our world, and I kind of appreciate that. Welcome to Derry isn't just more of the same. I know that a lot of the criticism out there is talking about how it's a Stranger Things ripoff or it's just a rehash of the It story. And in some ways, I can see that criticism being correct in a way, minus the Stranger Things one, because I mean, if anything, is a ripoff of It. But the show is really shaping up to be a slow burn, a psychological horror series that really uses its expanded runtime to build a pervasive sense of dread that the movies, for all their strengths, can never fully achieve. By focusing on the systemic evil of the town itself, exploring the human darkness that Pennywise feeds on, and proving that no character is safe, I mean, the series has elevated the horror to a truly uncomfortable and disturbing new level. The films, they definitely made you jump, but Welcome to Derry seems like it really wants to haunt you. It wants you to feel the deep, unsettling rot at the heart of this really weird and cursed town. This is no longer just a story about a killer clown. It's a story about why the clown exists in the first place, and that is far, far creepier. That so far is just my thoughts on the first 2 episodes of Welcome to Derry. I appreciate you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss any of the future content that comes out. We'll definitely be talking about this series again. I'm having a good time with the show. But for now, man, y'all stay geeked. I am out, and y'all be smooth.